Hi, I'm Alan, and on today's video I'm going to show you how you can install Home Assistant on one of these, a Raspberry Pi. Hey home automation guy, start the show. Home Assistant is a powerful open source home automation platform that's developed by dozens and dozens of developers out there with a passion for home automation. It's open source, which means that there's no fees to pay, no licensing, nothing like that. And because it runs on your Raspberry Pi locally within your network, it means that data doesn't flow in and out of your home network to various cloud providers, which means that nobody else can really see what's happening in your home automation system. And because Home Assistant is developed by an open source community, it means that it works out of the box with many different kinds of home automation devices out there. Developers everywhere have written plugins and compatibility for all kinds of different vendors of home automation platforms. This means that you can eventually even get rid of some of your proprietary home automation bridges, which means that the data for these will stop flowing to these networks and stay within your system entirely. There's a wide range of compatibility out there for many, many things you probably already have in your house. And whilst it may look really complicated to get set up, there's plenty of guides like this one out there to help you get set up and running really, really quickly and get you going with your first automation, with your first scenes, whatever it is that you're trying to do with your smart home. Let's take a look at how to install it. To get started, you're going to need a Raspberry Pi, an SD card, I recommend 32 gig, and a network cable. I'm using an old Raspberry Pi 3B that I had lying around. We'll then go to the Home Assistant website and follow the links to the Raspberry Pi installation. Here is a very easy to follow step-by-step guide of how to get everything up and running, and I'm going to take you through it in this video. Firstly, download and start the Balena Etcher tool, which allows you to write the flash image to your SD card. Pick the right image for your type of Pi and copy the link. We'll then fire up the Balena Etcher tool and choose the Flash from URL link. Paste in the URL that you got from the Home Assistant website, and then choose the correct SD card. I'm using the SD card reader and writer that's built into my laptop. Then hit Flash. It'll take a while. You now need to insert the SD card into the back of the Pi. Be careful when you insert it so that it doesn't scratch or break. Click in the network cable and connect it to your router. And connect the power. It will now begin the old boot up sequence. Once the Pi has booted up and is up and running, it will get an IP address from your DHCP server, which is normally your router. It'll generally give itself the Home Assistant hostname, and you should be able to access it through a web browser on the same network by typing in http://homeassistant:8123, because Home Assistant runs on port 8123. Once it's all up and running, you'll need to create yourself a user account. This is what you'll use to access your Home Assistant installation going forward. I then suggest finding your house on the map, as that will allow it to update the time and the weather and all those other things. You can then choose to share analytical information with the Home Assistant developers, which help them build a more secure and more stable platform for everyone involved. If you want to see how they use their data, you can follow the link to the privacy policy. So there you have it. Your Home Assistant installation is now up and running, a blank canvas for you to get started with your home automation. As you can see, it's not that scary, nor is it that hard, and you now have the perfect foundation upon which to build your privacy-focused smart home. For some ideas about what to do next, check out some of my other videos, and together we can make your home smarter.